Good morning and welcome to WriterGreg on Twitch.tv. I forgot to put on my thinking cap this morning. There we go. How's everybody doing? And it is time for another Morning Marches where we will have 2 hours of writing sprints where we will work on our NaNoWriMo novels 10 minutes at a time and keep moving forward. And it's going to be pretty good. So I'm excited about that and looking forward to streaming with you today. In the Game of Tomes, we have had a culling as of last night, and House Chiriptera has fallen. And if you need to check to see if you were one of the fallen, you can go to the Game of Tomes link. I just put the command in there, and you scroll all the way to the bottom. Let's try that again. Scroll all the way to the bottom, and you will, I guess not all the way to the bottom, because that is the legend. Nope. Okay, you go to the main menu, and you go to the dead. There we go. So the Undead Horde, these are the members. They are beginning to grow in number. Good morning, Dania. Welcome. So luckily, I do not find myself upon the list of those who have succumbed to the Undead Horde, so we can continue on with our daily auction of words to whichever house bids the most at the top of every hour. So a moment of silence to the undead, but long live the great houses. Okay, there we go. So one fun thing that we have to start is another poll. I didn't even show that on the screen. Let me fix that. Okay, here we go. We have a new set of polls that are going to be run on Saturday, and this is to continue our preparations for the 24-hour NaNoWriMo celebratory stream where we will be building a world together. So here we go. It is eras. We need to have eras within the time. We have a theory. We have a theme for the world, which is magic over science. And it's a parallel universe where magic and not science is on top. Okay, so there's more descriptions here, and hopefully a link will be showing up in the chat. We'll see. So, and so we think of the Roman era, the Dark Ages, the Renaissance, the colonization. For good or for bad, we have had many eras within our world. And this is an opportunity for you to pick the beginning and the end of this world's existence, or the scope of the world that we will be building at this time. We don't need to start with the dinosaurs. We don't need to start with Adam and Eve, but this is just the starting of the story and the world that we will be beginning, and with the end. It doesn't have to be a sun consuming the earth or anything like that, or a complete destruction or millions of years, but this is just the end stone of our story. So that is going to be available and there for everyone to fill in for the couple of for this week, and then we will vote on Saturday. And for those of you who are here at the beginning, thank you so much, and I apologize that I'm going to have to repeat this in about an hour. But that's not why you're here. You are here for the morning marches. So let's get to it. There we go. So let's start that sprint timer. There we go. And music up, microphones off. I will see you in 10 minutes. right, there we go at the end of the song and at the end of the sprint. Glad to see more of you here. Sudin, welcome. Thank you for joining so early in the morning, late in the day, whichever it may be. We're an international community. I have no concept of time anymore. So let's see how we did on the word count this morning, or for this first sprint. 285. Did you enjoy my clip? I did not notice a clip. I'm sorry. I'll need to take a look at that. Oh, are you talking about the Doctor Who? I will need to look at it. Yeah, the Doctor Who. I'll need to take a look at that. It honestly slipped my mind. So let's see. Where are we going? 285. Okay, so our first sprint, 285. After 4 hours, I was quite brain dead and had a lot of chores to do. So I will need to get back to that. Let's go over here. Interesting. This thing is not... There we go. Okay, so we do have some... First, I was concerned for a second the house requests weren't populating, but there we go. We got them coming in. And we add that to the word count. Almost finished this scene, but not quite. I'm gonna have to finish that during the next sprint. In my Discord, I have a command word that tags you. If it gets annoying, say so. Okay. Well, thanks, James. I appreciate it. All right. There is now a link in the chat to the forms that I was describing before. We are ready to collect information for the next round of world building for our November 30th 24-hour live stream. So if you are interested in, if you're interested in contributing to what will happen in our world, please go over to the form that is linked in the stream, and there suggest as many different eras of time that you would like to recommend to start and or end the world in which we are building. I got my first World Anvil live stream on the weekend since the clock changed. Getting to 1:30 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. streams is easier than 5:30 a.m. because by then I've either gone out or fell asleep. Okay, good job. Yeah, I consider myself very lucky because the World Anvil streams are during my lunch hour. It just so happens that, yeah, I'm able to catch those quite regularly. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's an interesting approach, and I'll share more about it. This approach to world building is not unique to me. It is not my invention or creation. It is actually a rule set from a GM-less RPG game, meaning there's no game master, no dungeon master running this game, and we'll talk about it more in the future. Okay, so there we go. Let's get on to the next sprint of the morning, because I got to get as many words in before Coda wakes up. And Coda is my dog, just in case anyone didn't know that. All right, there's the sprint. Let's turn up the music. And and let's turn off the microphone and get back to work. right, there we go. Let's get these words counted and recorded. Make sure that you do the same. Morning, kiddo poi. Welcome. 242. Hey, good morning, Coffee Quills and Very Blue Violin. Welcome. Got a little distracted? No worries. There's always time to refocus. Okay, so let me just click here, paste that in. Now I am adding a new chapter because this is a switch of POV. So we are back to chapter 15 for Elias, and then under that we will add a text, and got to move that underneath and get the promotion. Now, yeah, and excuse me. Now, Sudan and James are having a conversation about some of the things about the ideas that we have going forward for the world that we are going to be building on November 30th. Now, some of the questions and the form that is going to be collecting the eras of time that are going to start and end this world is now in the chat, and you can go ahead and start submitting new ideas that will be voted upon this coming Saturday. Now, with the this time, these era of times could be as wide or as narrow as we want them to be. The description that is this going to be a modern era? Is this going to be a medieval era? It can be both depending on where we place the goalposts for this world. One end is the beginning, one end is the ending. We could have, you know, hockey-sized goalpost. We could have football, American football goalposts. We could have soccer or international football goalposts. We can have this as wide or as narrow as we want it to have. So any suggestions that you have, if you want to include the medieval era, go ahead and describe that. And if you want to include the modern or even futuristic, magic in a futuristic setting, that would be a really cool thing to explore, and we can explore depending on where the goalposts that we as a community set. So please do not feel limited in any way in the type of eras that you want to submit. And there is some suggestions here, and I drew this from Earth history, Roman era, Dark Ages, Renaissance, colonization. I could have even put space travel. I could have put a lot of different things in there. Granted, we are talking about a magic over technology or magic over science, so we do need to stick within that theme. But anything more detailed than that will be handled in the next round of votes. So please get in there, suggest these ideas and a brief description of what it is, and is it a start or an end of history, and is it a light or is it a dark era? You know, The Expanse rewritten using magic, you know, that is something that we could definitely get into if that is part of the rules that we talk about. So this does not have to be limited to a series. We are building a world. I believe The Expanse is a science fiction series that deals with Mars and the asteroid belt and mining, stuff like that. All right, so we'll talk more about this as we go along and if there happen to be raids during the next hour. Oh, so we need to get into the next sprint. All right, there is the next sprint. This is sprint number 3 of the day. So let's turn the music up. That didn't do much. Hopefully the song will get louder. We'll turn the microphone off and I will see you in 10. All right, there we go. Let's turn down the music. Let's count these words. Make sure you save your works. Oops. Did I just lose everything I just typed? I hope not. Nope. Still got it. Whew. Organizing categories. No words for me today. Oh, that works. 198. A little bit on the slow side for me. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I've heard good things about The Expanse. I haven't watched it. I don't have cable, and my broadcast options with antenna are limited here in the Salt Lake Valley. So I really don't watch a lot of team unless it's TV, unless it's streaming. A nicer way to say dead animals for livestock. That's a good, yeah. You found a fix? Good. Hopefully that works. All right. There's double-digit viewers here this morning. And by that, I mean 10. Glad to have everyone here. And we have a link for the periods or eras that have come up again. I do have that coming up quite frequently because we are actually having double the polls that we have, and it's going to be double the votes. A lot of great information that we have in there. And some of the ideas from the theme of the world, I may slip those in because they were really good as eras, but they weren't good as world themes, if that makes sense. Demi from World Anvil spoke highly of The Expanse, so I borrowed the DVDs from the library. Ah, wonderful. It does make sense. Good. Yeah. This is very much like the this is kind of similar to the snowflake method converted into an RPG game. Not a traditional RPG where you have characters, but an RPG world-building game. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what we create with it. So there we go. All right. Let us get into another sprint. This is the fourth sprint. Given that a world is composed of many eras, it makes sense to spice contextual era with some past. Well, see, and that's the thing. Yeah, we will get into that. I don't want to take the time to explain the entire RPG system during one of these 5-minute breaks, but I'm trying to gather as much information as possible, and it's going to be, I think, a wonderful thought experiment, especially for the preparations for World Ember. Broken English feels very broken today. Oh, don't worry about it. Your English is better than my Spanish, I guarantee. All right, timer. Even though I'm on like day 230 of my Duolingo lesson. All right. Music up, microphones off, and I will see you in 10.
Andromeda.
Hello and welcome, Raiders. It is so good to have you here. Thank you for joining the stream and participating in the morning marches. It is so good to have you. We have Dinosaur Bob, Ela, Siobhan, Chrysalia, Sable Aradia, Dazzler Cat. Welcome, welcome. I am so glad to have you here, and thank you. Let me do a little bit of house cleaning here because we have a poll to conduct to see who will receive the words that I wrote for this first hour for the Game of Tomes. Let's see, what did I say? 272. All right, 997 words are up for grabs for the Game of Tomes. So let me switch keyboards here. I am going to manage a poll, a new poll. Now, those of you who may have missed it, there was a culling last night with Sable on Sable's stream. And so we only have 3 houses for whom you can vote. We have House Avis, we have House Lapin, and we have House Mollusca. We have Dazzler Cat who's who's sniffing around for brains. All right, so there we go. I am going to start the poll for 10 minutes. You have 3 options to choose, and there you go. Get in there and vote early, vote often. All extra votes purchased with bits will be donated to the Kids Need to Read Charity Foundation. So please get in there and vote early and vote a lot. Your charity is greatly appreciated. Yep, Cheer Up Terra went down based on, like, what I did is I went over here to my Game of Tomes link, and I looked at the Minor House streamer submissions, and I looked at that, and we only have the 4 options. Avis, Lapin, Mollusca, and the Undead Horde are available. Then the minor houses are listed below that. So yep, there it has fallen. But what has not fallen is the next poll to gather information for the NaNoWriMo celebratory 24-hour charity stream. There has been and will soon be links. Oh, yeah, just right now before Dazzler Cat, there is a new form up there to gather information for the eras that will populate our world. Okay? Think Roman era, Dark Ages, Renaissance, Colonial, Ming Dynasty, a lot of different things. How should this world start and how should this world end? The goalposts of history, if you will. And is it a light era or is it a dark era of time? So please get in there, vote early, vote often. This Saturday, we will have 2 pairs of votes going on where we will vote for the beginning of this world and we will vote for the end of this world. And so it is going to be a lot of good information. And yeah, I'm excited for it. So with that, we did have an alarm go off. So let's make sure we start with another sprint. So we have words to gather for the second poll. We'll let that poll run and make sure that we have maybe 7-8 minutes left on that. I can't tell. The purple line, it's shrinking. So let's get to that. Let's turn the music back up. We'll turn the microphone off, and I will see you in 10 minutes. Okay, there we go. And congratulations to Avis and Lappen for splitting the vote. That works out really well for the two houses to receive that. So thank you so much to Kidopoi for contributing to the vote with an extra vote. So thank you so much. I will have that recorded and added to the total of charitable contributions to the Kids Need to Read organization, and I will record those words for the Game of Tones. All right, so let's go here. So me brains. So I'll copy that. Let me get how many words I have in this, the first sprint of the second hour. Let's see, where do we go? $252. All right. Let's see. Avis Lappen split. Okay. Who gave me the Doomflower nickname because it was amazing. Hey, Moonflower Rider. Aaron gave it. Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, I was looking through the names of the undead, and that is some pretty clever stuff. Now, if I ever get into the undead horde, my zombie name will be WriterGreg. Because I think Greg, yeah. Yeah, Doomflower. Okay, there you go, Sable. If you're listening, oh, you may not be listening, but I'm WriterGreg. Okay. Get a little bit of a hydration there. I think someone may have said a posture check. Yep. Squeezed lemon might be better. The lemon squeezed. I like that. But I do hope that I don't succumb to the horde for the sake of the children. Okay, let's get this over here in Squeezed Deadman. You know, the challenge with nicknames, Nathalia. Oh, Nathalia Tomes. Yeah, I like that one. You know, Nathalia Books to Tombs. Tomes. Yeah. The problem with nicknames is you can't give them to yourself. And that's a challenge. I tried to give myself a nickname in high school. It failed. Absolutely miserably. All right, so let's go in and start our next sprint. We'll start there. All right, we'll turn the music up. We'll turn the microphone off, and I will see you in 10. All right, there we go. We have the end of that sprint. Thank you so much. And man, Dazzlecat, you are really into that. This is awesome. Duck brains. I'm going to be, well, I'm going to the Winchester until it all blows over. Zombats only drain blood. Brains are mine. I thought Halloween was over. Okay, I'm gonna leave this last sentence. I was in the middle of it, so I'm not going to count that for this sprint, but I'll include it in the next one. And let's see how many words we have here. 199. Not bad at all. 199. Ooh, not 12.99. This is good stuff. You know, that is one thing, you know, focusing so much on the writing sprints like I am during NaNoWriMo, I do miss a lot in the chat, for which I apologize, but it is so fun that you guys are having fun talking to each. All right, so, okay, we got those words. Pay for their crimes. Oh, man, it didn't carry the paragraphs over. Oh, well. We'll just take care of that. You know, formatting is always a pain, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do. The focus on writing rather than you talking, Greg, encourages me to also write, which is good for me. Well, that is the intent. I am not the star of this show. It may be my name, it may be my face, but I do not want to be the star of this show. I want us to be working together and accomplishing goals 10 minutes at a time. You do your thing while we do ours. In chat, we're all able to select how much we engage with. You can do the same. It's all good. Ah, good. Oh, well, it's nice to hear that. Yeah, and if I can, you know, provide a little bit of entertainment during the breaks, I'm more than happy to do that. But this has been probably my best NaNoWriMo ever. Not in words written, but in community building. I've always been a solitary writer, and this has just been a lot of fun, having the encouragement from others, being able to hopefully provide encouragement of my own to others. So, yeah. You know. Anyway. So let's just get into, we'll be getting into another sprint in less than a minute, as this is going to be sprint number 7 of 8 that we will be going into. Yep, clear that. All right, there we go. Is Twitch being twitchy, Nathalia? Guess so. All right, let's get this sprint on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Da-da-da-da. That's all the song I know. All right, music up, though it doesn't seem to be very loud. Microphone off. I will see you in 10. right, there's the end of that sprint. Let's see. Let's get some words going here. Word counter, there we go. 265. I could have done better. I did cross the minimum for NaNoWriMo. That's good. Let's see, go back over here. Hey, it's doing one page longhand. Good. All right, so we have one more sprint for the rest of the day. And please, anyone who hasn't gone over and at least read the explanation for the new history eras start and end, I would really appreciate that you take a look at that. It's I think I will explain more after the break. Not after the break, after the next sprint, while we are waiting for the vote to come in to talk about who will receive the words for the second hours, I'm going to give more of an explanation on my vision of what will be happening during the game, the NaNoWriMo 24-hour charity stream. So the ideas are still in flux, but I think it's going to be a great activity, and maybe and possibly even training for World Ember. We've had some great ideas of some approaches to writing of worlds called agile world building. This will be a different approach, but I think one that may suit tabletop role players as a great approach to world building as well, especially in a collaborative setting. So that is what I'll be talking about at the end of the next sprint. Hey, Dynaya, and that makes 50,006 celebrations. Dynaya Live has won NaNoWriMo. Congratulations. That is wonderful. And thank you for sharing that news here. That is really good. But the game of tomes is not over. You too can keep writing longer and add more words. I think was it Janet who said on the stream that you could write a second book? And isn't Siobhan, isn't she like in the middle or nearing the end of her second book? Oh, thank you for coming here and writing along with me. This is wonderful. Her third? You gotta be kidding me. Is she writing novellas? Yeah. And see, that's my thing too, Dania. I'm confident that I'll get 50,000 words. I am not confident that I am going to finish my story. Oh, Siobhan, I'm nearing the end of my first book, which is the project from last Nano. Okay. Chrysalia, what do you mean that's number 7? Is that the 7th person who's won Nano? Please keep me apprised of your list of the winners. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that'll be fun to celebrate those who win. But nearly at 2 nanos completed for this nano. Okay, so there we go. Let's get this last sprint started for the morning. We got 10 more minutes on the clock. Okay, so that is the 7th person that we in our little community here who has finished Nano. Yay! Okay, so let's turn the music up. We'll turn the microphone off and let you get back to work, everybody. See you in 10. Hey, E Songbird, I will explain more about the start and end of history more after the end of the sprint. But that is an excellent question. All right, there we go. Hoping everyone had a good sprint. Now let's see how well we did, or at least I did, for you to buy my mercenary words. Okay, we'll clear that off. Put that in. 228. Good. Now, 228. 228. Okay, so up for grabs, we have 944. 944 up for grabs. Let me go over and switch out the poll. New poll. All right, we do have our 3 houses, our 3 remaining houses, and we will have another culling by the end of the week. I just think that is just, shocking. All right, so there we go. There are Avis, Lapin, and Mollusca. There we go, who are going to go for the 944 words added to your house. So get in there, vote early, vote often. And wow, we already have votes. Okay, good. Now, what I want to share with you now, while we're waiting for these, is to explain in more detail what is going to be happening during the NaNoWriMo 24-hour stream, and what is my approach that I'm going to be taking. I would like to introduce to you the game Microscope. It is a fractal role-playing game of epic history by Ben Robbins. Microscope is a DM-less or an RPG game that does not have a DM or game master. It is shared responsibility. Oh, turn down the music. Thank you. Sorry about that. So, Microscope is a DM-less RPG game that focuses on creating histories. And that is what we are going to be doing. So let me... okay. Microscope works differently than some other role-playing games you might have played, so let's abandon some preconceptions. You won't have your own character. You won't play the game in chronological order. You may know all about the future, but be surprised by the past. You'll build the story from outside in. You'll decide the big picture, the grand scheme of history, and then burrow down and carve out the details. It is fractal gaming. So think big, have a massive chunk of history to play around in. So what we have done here is already we have decided what is the big picture. It is magic over science. That was the first poll that we had, and that sets the tone of the whole story. The second step that we are doing is the bookends of history. If you think of history not as a timeline, but as a sports field with goalposts at each end, we need to define what are the two ends of history that we will be playing in. This isn't like Big Bang to a star collapsing. This is what will we be playing within. The examples that I have, like the Roman Empire, some conquests, you have the different dynasties, you have the Renaissance. These are large things. Cause and effect, those are some good questions, but we will drill down to that eventually as we are playing. So right now we are gathering what is the start period, what is the end period, because then we can determine what we do. And for example, this, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, your history is divided in periods. Each period is a very large chunk of time, probably decades or centuries. For example, mankind makes life among the stars. That is a start of a science fiction world. Humanity stagnates isolated and alone. That's the end of the quote-unquote world that we are building. We have an example here being built. And the first one, this is a very bright era. It ends on a happy note, whereas this one, it has a dark era ending, and so it is a dark era. And so that is what I am looking for from you. What are the goalposts that you would like to see for this magic over science world? Okay. Does that make sense? So when I'm hoping, and we will then have more. We will definitely have more as we go along. Let's see. Then we'll have a palette. Then we will be playing the game as we go along. So as a game, we will add the details. We'll add more eras. We will add more civilizations. We'll be adding a lot much more stuff directed by you as we play the game for 24 hours. And all of this will be recorded in a brand new World Anvil world that will be publicly available for, whatever you want to use it for. If you want to write fiction, if you want to add to it, yeah, it will be there and it will be available. Now, I am an eternal Grandmaster, but I don't know how many slots that I can have for co-writers. But if you want to submit something, we can discuss. You can give it to me, and I'll put it out there. So there we go. That is the idea behind what we're doing. We are going to be playing Microscope for 24 hours. And next week, so this week we're going to be doing the eras. Next week we're going to be filling out the palette. A palette is the rules to add or ban ingredients. Something you can say either yes or no to. I'll explain more about that later, but if you want to find more out about it, the game is Microscope by Ben Robbins. Now, I did purchase this PDF. I will not be sharing this PDF so that if you do have fun and this is a game system that you would like to support the author, Ben Robbins, please feel free to do so. It's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to playing it with you. So, yeah, there you go. All right, we have less than half of the stream left, the vote left to go. So, any questions? I don't know if anyone has questions. I personally, I'm out for the night, Coffee Quills. Hit your 10K for the day and almost 100K for Nano. Holy cow. Wow, Coffee Quills. That is awesome. Good job there. So anyway, yeah. Oh, and so when we talk about these bookends that we have for NaNoWriMo, for the Microscope game that we're going to be playing, we can determine how big and how wide our world is going to be. Are we going to have a hockey field? Are we going to have an American football field? Or are we going to have like a international football soccer field? We can make this as big or as small as we want based on your votes that we will collect on Saturday. All right. So I am looking forward to all of the ideas that are coming in. And I'll close that. And we have been doing quite well. I've been quite impressed with how we are doing here as far as collecting words. As a community, not including today, you have submitted 79,000 words for the Game of Tomes during my live streams. That is awesome. 79,000 1,000 words written live on stream in half of a month. So collectively, as a writing stream community, we've already beaten NaNoWriMo. So yay. I, on the other hand, are far from it. I am struggling to keep up with it. So let me get in here and get my NaNoWriMo count updated. Okay, hey, we are about the last minute away. If there is going to be, we have over 1 million words as a group. Siobhan, thank you so much for letting me know that. That is amazing. I'm going to copy that, go over here, clear, paste that in. Let's see, 28685. All right. All right, we're getting to the ending seconds. Who is going to win? Because I saw some sniping there, people. All right, House Avis, congratulations for the sniping win. There was some fluctuating at the end there. Holy cow, that was cool. So Avis, thank you so much. To Tillers for contributions, and Lappin in the second place. Yeah. Right at the last second too. Yeah, that is true. Right at the last second. So thank you so much, Tillers, for the contribution to the Kids Need to Read. That is wonderful. And that's what I like to see. That is fun. For the birds, we have birds, bunnies, and squids, or kraken, or something out there. So that is, holy cow, that is fun. Okay, so let us find someone else to raid so we can continue on with our Anvilite Stream Record Game of Tomes. Okay, is there someone who is doing a reporting stream at this time? That is my question. Because right now in my followers, Stretch was supposed to be up. Hey, Sudan, thank you so much for being here. Let me pick up, go through my bookmarks, the schedule. Okay, this is the calendar I'm looking at. Okay. Yes, look after yourselves and love each other. Very true. Author Goddess, I can throw up a reporting lobby. Do you want to do that, Author Goddess? Good night, James. You probably overslept. Could be. Could be. Today is Monday. And there's the alarm to wake up my daughter. For school. Okay, Author Goddess, you are up. Let me refresh. Okay, there we go. All right, so we are going to raid the Author Goddess, who will be a reporting stream, so we can keep that going on for those who wish to continue, especially those who may have woken up later or are in other time zones that are have a more reasonable wake sleep cycle. So we'll go there. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. It is a pleasure to be able to be with you and to be able to write creative sprints. I will get all of these words that have been collected reported to the Game of Tomes people and make sure that we can have a great competition. So please get in there and submit your ideas for the starting and end eras or periods for our live world building microscope game. And with that, thank you so much. I will catch you later. Have a great day and keep on writing. Bye, everyone.